What's going on, guys? Wanted to do a little bit of an update video on some of the things I've been up to recently. So, I've expressed a lot of things, that I've wanted to do with my podcast and some different ideas. I've had people reach out to me for collaboration, wanting to get involved, and so I've been moving, a little bit slow on that process, and hoping to get something a little bit more refined here in the near future. But I think one of the things I was kind of looking at is some different ways to earn some income, because a lot of the passive income projects and things that I'm doing in crypto, or just didn't materialize, or a lot of projects failed. This not quite the same environment for some of these passive income projects as there was. I feel like in the past, there may be some out there that I'm not as aware of. There's a couple that have been pretty solid, and I've been talking about those on my channel. But I think that it's there can be times where things can be really unpredictable. I think a lot of these passive income projects, there's just a lot of risk. There's a lot more risk. I feel like in crypto in general, there's a lot more ways to get scammed. There's a lot more ways to lose, you're probably better off at this point, kind of getting into more solid projects if you're not wanting to take on some of that risk. And so, I've kind of taken a little bit of a backseat approach to some of that stuff right now. I'm still interested in getting involved in, up and coming projects, or being a part of some projects. I've offered to be like kind of a consultant, or somebody that can help with a new up and coming project, kind of based on some of my experience. I've, had some conversations with some people, but I don't know if that's going to be something that I'm going to have a whole lot of control over. And so for that reason, that's like not as appealing to me as doing my own thing. And the thing that I've been really focused on is setting up, a place out on my land to do a lot of different things that I'm wanting to do out there in terms of shamanism, in terms of maybe setting up some sort of a different, expat community out there. I was kind of also thinking about, some of the things, that you could do, to at least sustain yourself out there. So, for instance, when I first got interested in Iquitos, one of the things that I really was interested in doing was coming down here and spending time, and spending time with ayahuasca, maybe doing ayahuasca every day for a long period of time, maybe up to a month, if that's something that I would be able to do. But really spending time with some of these plant medicines. And I think one of the issues problems you run into is like, what are you going to do for money during these times? It's great if you can just kind of take off and do some of those things, but if you don't have a source of income to be able to do that, that might be a little bit challenging. And if you look throughout my travels, I think one of the most common income sources for expats is teaching English. And so I recently got into that. I've left 2 links to 2 projects two companies that I've been kind of teaching part-time English with. But you don't make a whole lot of money. You're probably looking at somewhere between, maybe like $10 an hour, on average. So it's not something that's going to pay a whole lot, but I can work for 2 hours, teach English for 2 hours, and it covers my rent, covers my utilities, covers most of my food bills. So with a real minimal time investment, you have the ability to to sustain yourself and to live kind of out here in these parts. And so that could be something with an internet connection, for native speakers, or very people that are very fluent in English, to be able to do something like that and still have the ability to really focus on some more internal stuff with doing shamanism and and really, kind of cleansing yourself with a lot of these different plant medicines. I mean, it's not something that really takes a whole lot of mental capacity when you're doing it. With my experience, there's two that I've on a native camp and Ngo, and so these are both Japanese, primarily Japanese students. Say it's about like 80-90% Japanese, South Korean, Taiwan students, and you also get a lot of Japanese people that are living abroad, that are in other parts of the world, in Europe and Asia, and so you have the ability to connect with a lot of people as well. It's kind of interesting, connecting with some of these guys, like I've talked with doctors, lawyers, a lot of different people that are in a very professional capacity that need English to be able to translate. This little kid's got his little squeaker shoes on here. So it's something that pays out directly to a bank account. So I've got a Peruvian bank here. It goes into a Payoneer account, and then for I would say it's probably a small fee, maybe like $5. You lose money kind of on the conversion rates of transferring money, but it's a way that you can make a little bit of money and not have to dive too much into some of your crypto holdings. And so for the past month and a half or so, I think that's something that I've been kind of progressively doing more and more of, trying to earn an income. There's guys out here, they teach about 6 hours a day, every day, which can be a little bit tiresome, but you can make I think it's somewhere between 6,000 and 7,000 soles, which here is maybe like $1,500, a little over $1,500, and you can live pretty comfortably, on an income like that. So, it's something I think that would allow people that if you were coming out to, to visit my property, and spend some time, working with some of the plant medicines, with some of the things that we're looking to build here in the future. You could do something like that part-time and stay out here for months, a long time, if you're able to take a break from your your professional life or whatever you have in your home country. So that was one of the things I was kind of looking at. I've been talking with a couple of people that are looking to kind of create a Peruvian Institute of Shamanism that's more run by Westerners and people, English-speaking people, connecting with a lot of the people here in this area. So I've been doing, I've been kind of connecting with people on that and trying to find some different ways to, kind of take some steps into that direction. But, I think having a, reliable source of income is important. And, sometimes with crypto, that can be really, up and down. If I, was giving recommendations to people, it'd be a very, very small list of projects and things that, I would be recommending to people. And I think, unfortunately, the last few times that I've made recommendations to people, a lot of it was like pulse chain, hex, when a lot of that stuff was taken off, and that's gone way down. I was hoping to pay for a lot of the stuff on my land. I did a video on that, a while back, or earlier this year, where I was stating that, with the pulse chain launch, imminent, I was looking to basically use that as an income source to pay for things. The whole thing crashed. So maybe it's a good time to pick up things now, because it's looking like with the SEC ruling, it looks like that case could get dismissed, which would be massive for the Hex ecosystem, and I think that would be really really positive. So this might be a great time to get in, but there's risk with a lot of these things. I thought a lot of things were going to go up with the pulse chain launch, and it went down like 10x. So with at least the project and things that I got into. So so I'm also looking to I've got a place here in the city, and I used to be an Airbnb host for a long time in Seattle. That was one of the things that gave me the flexibility to start traveling to Asia and pursuing different crypto projects, was subsidizing, my biggest cost at the time, which was rent. And so I started renting out, places, and I was doing that for a long time. There's a lot of, hassle, with running an Airbnb. You've got a lot of cleaning, you've got turnovers, you got problems with guests, losing keys or things like that. So there's going to be a little bit of, hassle with that, but it is a way to supplement your income. So we just recently listed our place on Airbnb and looking to spend more time, out on my land. So, with the income from that, we're looking to build out, numerous properties or numerous homes and places to stay out on my land. And so those could be for short term, but also for long term. So if someone wanted to come out and really spend some time, like, when I was really kind of getting into shamanism back in the Philippines, I lived with my shaman for like 6 months. I think a lot of people that were following me back then, were familiar with that. I mean, I was there for a long time, and I think that it's really helpful to have that time to yourself to be able to do that in that sense. And so that's something that I'm looking to to offer for people that would be interested in coming out there, and I think over time that'll slowly start to build community out there. So those are some of the things that I'm doing. I'm interested in finding some other opportunities. I'm going to be looking for some better opportunities with some of the English speaking. But if you're interested in learning more about teaching English, or some of the things that will come along with that, or Airbnb, you're welcome to reach out to me, personally. On Telegram is probably the best way to get a hold of me. But yeah, those are kind of some of the things. I've had a lot of issues with my immigration. It's just been incredibly frustrating with the process here. It's much worse than other countries, and it's been a real drain mentally, trying to deal with a lot of this crap, that I've been having to deal with my immigration. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There's still a lot of stuff that I got to do to basically get my status into something that's going to be acceptable here. So I probably still have another 6 months until I can get my residence status affirmed, and finally kind of live in peace here. Which was, I've been here for 3 years. I've been dealing with all different types of problems with that, which I covered in my last video. But once I feel like I kind of am able to get past that, have a little bit of income to be able to kind of get things going out on my land and really focus out there. I think I'm going to be spending a lot more time out there, probably the majority of the time. I'm going to be going back. I mean, I lived out on my land, for a good 8 months, out in the jungle, and there was some issues and problems we ran into. I think probably the biggest one, the most concerning one, was in April during the wet season. Just the humidity, just the rain, just the wetness in the air. It really caused a lot of problems with my electronics. And we started putting things in rice and trying to find some different ways to deal with that. But I ended up losing a phone. I lost screen on a laptop that I had to change. A lot of my chargers and everything went to crap. So it's a very harsh environment for electronics. But I'm going to look at some different ways to try to mitigate with some of those problems, and also have like a line of supplies and things that are going to be needed out on my land, things that you can buy in the city. There's going to be ways to do things a little bit cheaper out on my land. I spend a lot of money on eggs, for example, and getting some chickens and hens to be able to produce eggs on a daily basis, I think would drastically supplement that. So, but then you're going to be having some other Things like, you need feed for the hey, you need feed, and you need different things for the chickens. So yeah, but going to be looking to set some of those things up, slowly over time, and I'll be doing updates here every now and then, giving you guys my perspective on things that are going on. I haven't been as involved with things in crypto, and I would like to get back into that if there's some opportunities and some things. I think right now things are, just looking around the space, I don't see anything really that pops out to me that's super exciting that I really want to get involved with just yet. So I think that there's just a lot of uncertainty with things in crypto, and I think it's going to take some time to to kind of have things settle out, or maybe have like another big project that really takes over the space and provides a lot of opportunity for people getting involved. So but I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. I'm trying to post a little bit more regularly and getting into some different things. I've just been kind of busy with certain things, but that's my end goal, is to try to get more involved in some of the social media platforms and getting content and things involved with crypto out there for people, because I do have a lot of experience in this area. Just it's been kind of just been living life here very calmly, spending a lot of time with my newborn baby and my new family, and so that's kind of just been some of the things that have taken priority as of late. It's caused me not to be as active online, but I'll be getting back into the swing of things more and more here, hopefully in the near future. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.